Alright, hello, and welcome to a game called The Journey Home. It's a game made by the same person who made Home. The game that I played like very recently, blah blah blah, whatever. You are an adventurer for hire. You take various jobs and requests in order to make a decent living. You left your home and your family in order to travel and gain more experience in your line of work. Now, for the first time in years, you are returning home. You've traveled far on your adventure, and you are a long way from home. The road is arduous and full of danger. Various creatures and demons prey on travelers. Only the most wealthy people would be able to afford safe transport. Everyone else undertaking the journey must do so on foot. You know all of this. But all that matters to you is getting home. The long journey and the danger are worth it. Early one morning, you pack what few belongings you have and head for the town market to pick up some supplies for the journey. After stocking up on rations and other necessities, you begin your journey home. The first day passes without much happening. There are no other travelers on the road, and you are too close to civilization for there to be any stray demons or monsters roaming around. That's right, that night, blah. That night you happen across a campfire and a lone traveler sitting next to it, seemingly lost in thought. I can swing a sword. Super fast. Alright. Oh, greetings. I didn't expect anyone to be traveling through here. What's your name, friend? What's my name? It's this. Revlis? Nice to meet you, Revlis. You can call me Meredith. I assume you're traveling north. Then we're both going in the same direction. I'm on my way to the city. I imagine we'll bump into each other a few times on our travels. If you're tired, you're more than welcome to relax here for as long as you need. Our journeys are long and dangerous. Any rest we can get is a small blessing. Relax for a while or keep moving. I'll relax for a while. It's always nice to have some company. Please sit down and make yourself comfortable. You sit by the fire with Meredith, happy to rest your legs. You end up talking about your most recent jobs as well as where you're going. Meredith says she's a huntress who specializes in magic. She's on her way to the city where the work pays better, although she takes any job she finds along the way. The two of you talk for a few hours before you decide it's time you be on your way. Before you go, Meredith reaches into her bag and pulls out 2 jars of preserved meat, handing them to you. It's not fancy, but from the sounds of things, you could use with either more money or more food. This should keep you going for another 2 days if you pace yourself. You thank her for the food and continue down the road. You continue traveling, leaving the warm glow of Meredith's camp behind you. A day passes without much happening. That night, you see what looks like a child collapsed on the road in the distance. You hurry to investigate. Oh my god, something happened. The girl is alive but is unconscious. On closer inspection, you see claw marks along her right arm. You recognize the claw pattern as that of a demon's. The wound seems to have been inflicted a few days ago. Although it seems she's passed out from exhaustion as opposed to her injuries. Given enough time, the girl will turn into a demon herself. However, she should have a few days left based on your knowledge of the infection. You don't have the skill or knowledge needed to make a cure for it, but you can at least make a basic potion to give her back her strength. You set off towards the nearby forest to find herbs you need to prepare the potion. Alright. This is an actual you can do. Oh, whoops, I've been skipping something. Yeah, it's just instructions, and do your left attack and dodge. Whatever. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I can dodge with right click and attack with left. Alright. So that's dodging. Oh. Alright, so in this game you can actually do some things other than read and make choices. That's nice. Ah, geez, I took some damages. You return to the girl and hurriedly prepare the potion. You give it to her and lay her down on your bedroll. You make a fire while waiting for the potion to begin to work. After a few minutes, she begins to wake up. Alright. Oh, I have to... Ugh, who are you? Where am I? She tries to scramble to her feet in a panicked daze, but can't manage to lift herself off the ground. You're sure she's safe, and you start to explain how you found... What? And you start to explain how you found her. You mean you're not gonna try and drag me back to the village? Or you're not gonna just kill me right here? How do I know I can trust you? And why did you even help me in the first place? I have nothing to give you. I have nothing to give you, and you probably noticed, but I've gone and got myself infected. I'm a big scary demon now, apparently. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should just be put down before I get any worse. There's a way to cure it, and who's they? There's a way to cure it. I guess there would be. I went to the village alchemist to ask for help as soon as I could. As soon as he saw what the problem was, he called the guards. He didn't even give me a chance to explain. He just assumed I was some kind of monster. That's when I ran, and that's how I ended up where you found me. Nobody's gonna try to cure me while they think I'm some demon. I need to get some help. Somehow. I need to get help somehow. Otherwise I don't know. I don't know what I'd do if I can't get no help. I know someone who can cure you. You do? Who? Where? You tell her about your home, and the alchemist who lives there, huh? I'm sure she's great, but so is alchemist in my village. How do you know she won't try to have me killed as well? Because she once saved me from the same exact infection. What? You've been infected before? You mean you've been through all this? You tell her about how your father tried to keep your sickness hidden to protect you, and about the adventure you say, okay. Okay, so this is a girl, the blacksmith's daughter. This is the same person who was in the last game, or not the same person, but someone who was in the last game. This is that person. So it's like you tell her how your father, the blacksmith, tried to keep your sickness in to protect you, and about the adventure, which is the main character from the last game, who saved you both from a mob of villagers. Finally, you tell her about how the alchemist helped you without any fear of the infection. There really could be a chance to cure me then. Take me there, please. I don't care what I have to do. I'm just sick of running. You tell her to get some rest, and that tomorrow you'll start traveling again. So thank you, really. My name's Genora. My name's Genora, by the way. I guess I never thought of telling you that earlier. What's your name? What's yours? Revelus? Thank you again, Revelus. I don't know what to say. I really don't have any way to repay you, and I don't... He seems to have fallen asleep mid-sentence, alright? It looks like the last few days have been more draining for her than it seemed. You decide to get some sleep as well. At the break of dawn, you begin traveling with Genora towards home. Sleeping seems to have given her back her strength. She's taken a shine to you now that she knows you were once in her shoes. While walking, she spends most of the time asking you about home and your family. Nothing of particular interest happens over the course of the next few days. You don't pass by any towns, and any other travelers you pass by only seem interested in their own affairs. One night you notice you're running low on firewood. You set up camp on the outskirts of a forest. After making sure the area is safe, you show Genora how to get the fire started. You then go deeper into the forest to find more firewood. Alright, so this is probably going to be all collection game, huh? Ah, jeez, it got punched. Ah, jeez, you douche. Got punched a bunch. Punched a bunch. Ah, jeez. Dun, dun, dun. Don't kill me. That's enough firewood. You decide to head back to camp. Alright, yeah, nice. Revelus, how far away is your home exactly? You tell her that it's about 10 days walking between here and home. 10 days? Do you think I'll be able to last that long? We can try visiting another alchemist along the way. Just about. Besides, I don't think we should do this option because trying to visit another alchemist could end up with us being run out of town, and that might be bad. So I'm just gonna say, let's go home. You've been through this before. I guess you'd know how long it takes. I know you're confident in how long I have, but still, I'd rather not waste any of the time. But still, I'd rather not waste any time on the way there. You chat for a little while longer and eventually go to sleep, eager to start traveling again as soon as possible. The next day, you and Jinora end up passing through a small town. You pass by a tavern and the smell of food wafting out through the open doors makes your stomach growl furiously. You've been running low on rations and only now notice that your coin purse is uncomfortably light as well. You check the notice board to see if there are any jobs you could do on the way home for extra gold. It looks like the mines nearby have been overrun by lesser demons and the client is in the next town you pass through. You decide to take it. You continue walking and find the mines. You tell Jinora to wait out inside the entrance. Once you're sure it's damn it, I keep fucking up. Once you're sure it's safe, and then proceed deeper into the mines. This time it's enemies killed. Hey, you. Geez, these are, there's quite a bit of them. There's quite a lot. Geez. It's ambush, not really, geez, I'm getting hit all over. Alright, let's get on. I will go on. What the fuck? I didn't read it. You find Jinora sitting against a wall at the entrance, right where you left her. She jumps to her feet and dusts herself off as you approach. That didn't take long at all. You weren't joking when you said it was a simple job. Make sure you have proof that you completed the job, and then you both continue on down the road. The next village should be about another day away, and the sun is beginning to go down. You decide to set up camp for the night. The two of you spend the night talking about your work and the types of jobs you normally take. So you spend almost every day hunting down monsters and protecting people from assassins and bandits? That sounds amazing. Can anyone become an adventurer? She seems to have taken a shine to the idea of adventuring for a living. You tell her about how you got started in some of your first jobs. A few hours pass before you realize how late it is. You mentioned to Jinora that she should probably get some rest. What? But I still don't know what happened to the merchant. You can't just stop a story there. Okay, you win. See, we all have thought of this. It's a cliffhanger. We'll start there from tomorrow. I think it's better if I say it's a cliffhanger so the kid gets more rest. But whatever. She pouts at you like a spoiled child. Fine, but you better tell me what happens next as soon as we wake up. She giggles as she talks. It seems that she's genuinely enjoying herself, even considering her condition. She cocoons herself in a blanket and rolls over to what she previously designated as the comfiest patch of grass, a smile still on her face. Good night, Reveless. The next morning, Jinora looks pale and wakes up coughing as shit. It looks like the infection is starting to take hold quickly, or maybe it always has been, and she was just keeping it hidden. Her smile from the night before is replaced with Her smile from the night before is replaced with a concerned grimace as she clutches her chest. You keep traveling. Her coughing fits only happen occasionally, but her walking slows down and her breathing is becoming heavier. Later on, you pass through the town that issued the last job. You get your payment and buy some food rations among other necessities. On the way out, you glance at the notice board. There doesn't seem to be any jobs available that won't take a number of days to complete. One job, however, catches your eye. Demon Hunter/Huntress wanted. Young girl recently infected, short brown hair, gray shirt with red vest will turn at any moment. Large sum of gold, Large sum of gold award to any hunter-huntress who dispatches Oh god. Large sum of gold awarded to any hunter/huntress who dispatches the girl before she endangers anyone. Well, what? I didn't think the village would send job notices out this far. You can stare. You continue staring at the notice board. They didn't just post one sheet, they nailed a whole stack of the pages to the board. You notice that there's a torn scrap of paper hanging off the nails that was used to crudely pin the sheets to the board. Someone has taken the job. You rip the rest of the sheets off the board and quickly leave the town. Ah, jeez, this is gonna suck. A few days pass and Junora quickly gets worse. She's becoming more and more pale by the hour. She coughs constantly and often breaks into cold sweats. Nevertheless, you keep traveling. Home is only 3 more days away. I didn't think this infection would get so much worse so quickly. How far away are we from your home now? You tell her there's only 3 more days left. 3 days? Yeah, okay, I can make it. She keeps repeating that to herself under her breath, like some kind of mantra. A few minutes pass. Revelous, do you think you could tell me more about your adventures? Alright then. You spend the night telling Junora about your most enjoyable jobs. It seems to take her mind off things for a little while, and eventually she falls asleep while you talk. You make sure she's warm enough and then go to sleep. You get up earlier than usual and start walking. Junora needs to rest regularly and breathing is constantly heavy. You end up carrying her on your back, regardless of regardless of her protesting and walking as fast as you can without causing her any more pain. You don't cover as much distance as you normally would. Carrying Junora slows your pace down immensely. Eventually night falls and you need to set up camp. Junora barely says anything all night, and as soon as she lies down, she falls asleep, although her sleep is still a disturbed one. At this rate, you'll have to run as much as possible to get home in time. You decide to sleep earlier than usual. You'll need the extra energy for the coming days. You get up at the break of dawn and continue walking. You sling Junora over your back and start walking as fast as possible. She looks at her surroundings through half-open eyes and seems to be unaware of what's going on around her. The days drag on. Your legs are giving out under you by the time the sun sets. As you trudge along the road, you feel Junora tap you on the shoulder. It seems she's gotten some energy back from resting all day, even if only a little. You put her down and 2 of you keep walking in silence. A few minutes later, you happen to cross a campfire with a familiar face resting next to it. Ah, it's nice to see you again. How have your travel been so far? Oh, you found a friend, I see. My apologies. I'm Meredith, and you are? Junora. It's nice to meet you, Junora. Are you feeling okay? You look a bit pale. No, I'm fine, really. You cut the conversation short. Junora seems like she's collapsing anymore. You tell Meredith that you need to keep traveling. You're in quite a hurry, aren't you? Well, no worries. I'm sure we'll meet again. You quickly continue down the road, Junora barely staying upright. Stay safe, friends. You continue traveling. As soon as Meredith's camp is far behind you, Junora clutches her chest and coughs violently. You continue walking as far as you can, but eventually you have to stop for the night. Even though Junora is wrapped in her blanket next to fire, she still shivers with the cold. You throw your blanket over her and sit against a tree, watching the road. You're almost positive that sleeping tonight would be dangerous. A few hours pass before you notice a silhouette moving down the road. They seem to be glancing around looking for something or someone. You think you can guess who it is. You extinguish the flame as quickly as you can, to avoid being seen, but you're too late. Figures come to a halt. They're looking directly at you. You see a slight glow appear in their hands, and then a cascade of fireballs launch from them, flying towards you. You jump to your feet and get ready to defend yourself. God, jeez, what the... What am I doing? What am I... Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez, I'm getting wrecked with shit. This is unfair, you do this. Ah, jeez. That's the end of the route. You quickly try to find where the attacker is gone. You sprint out into the road, catching a glimpse of the assailant running over a hill. Although your legs were weak from earlier, the adrenaline pumping through you makes you feel like you can run for days. You catch up to the mage. As you suspected, it's Meredith. Yeah, I suspected as much. He tries to run as you approach. It seems she's only suited to fighting from a distance. You catch up quickly and tackle her to the ground. Ah, Revlis, we meet again, it seems. You tell her to explain herself, placing your sword at her throat. It's simple. She'll turn into a monster any day now, or any second by the looks of things. Killing her while she's weak is for the greatest good, and if I can pocket some extra gold while doing so, then all the better. You've become too attached to her to see that she's a threat. You explain to her that it can be cured. Ah yes, you've done an excellent job of that so far, it seems. What if you can't get this cure in time? What if she turns? Would you be willing to put her down if it came to that? It won't come to that. I'll do what I have to, but only if I have to. It won't come to that. Ha! The blind optimism of youth. Only time will tell if you're correct. And from what I can guess, you don't have much of that left. Now then, what will you do with me? I've lost this little confrontation, it seems. I'm curious to see how you handle the situation. Spare. You lift your sword from her throat and slide it back into your sheath. Predictable. Adventures rarely seem to have any capacity for rage, and you're no exception. Now, what do you say you let me up and I'll just... You punch Meredith as hard as... Blah. You punch Meredith as hard that... Blah, so hard that her head rebounds off the dirt and she falls unconscious. You don't know if she'll keep pursuing you, but you're not willing to take the risk. You rush back to the camp. You're surprised to see that it's almost done. Junora seems to have fallen unconscious and her heart is barely beating. You don't have much time left. The adrenaline from earlier is still flowing through you. You haul Junora onto your back and break into a sprint. The adrenaline only lasts so long. Eventually, you feel your legs threatening to give out from beneath you. Still, you keep on running. You walk through rivers and sprint over hills, all while your body screams at you to stop. You keep on running. After what feels like an eternity, you approach a familiar town. On the opposite side of this town, just on the outskirts, is your home. You dash through the gates and onto the market street. It's full of people, and if you didn't know this town so well already, you would get lost in the crowd. You barge straight through the crowd, not caring who or what you hit along the way. You break out of the swarm of people and keep running, going towards the north exit. You reach the gate and sprint into the forest on the outskirts. Finally, in the sun-soaked forest clearing, you see it. You see your home. You slam into the front door shouting for the alchemist. The door opens and you're greeted by 3 familiar faces. You barge through them, taking no time for greetings, and put Junora on the table, all while explaining the situation to everyone between each breath. You collapse to your knees next to the table, your legs finally giving way. The alchemist gestures to her to set things up and proceeds to make the same potion she made for you all those years ago. You try standing up to help, but you find your vision going blurry. Soon after, you pass out. Eventually, you regain consciousness. The first thing you notice is how much pain your legs are in, and countless stinging sensations from burns you suffered during Meredith's attack. Those thoughts don't stay with you long. However, the next thing you notice is the soothing warmth of a nearby fire and the chatter of voices. But she'll definitely be okay, right? Absolutely. My daughter is tougher than you know. He's right. She's too modest to say so herself, but I've seen her pull through some of the worst injuries I've ever seen. Few burns and sore leg are nothing but Revlis. I really do need to teach her how to make the cure for the infection, though. I swear, if she knew that when she found you, Junora there wouldn't have been any problems whatsoever. That girl needs to catch up on her alchemy. I blame you for her being distracted with all of this and Black. Goddamn. Hey, it's not my fault she prefers actual excitement and adventure over staying in all day brewing potions. You do realize you're arguing over my daughter's career choice. My daughter who seems to have no interest in smithing at all, I might add. A smile spreads across your face as you hear everyone laughing. You sit up slowly and open your eyes. Hey, she's awake. Welcome home. Again. Alright, so that was the end of the journey home. Yep. And more. And blah blah. Blah blah. I don't know what else to say other than, hey, might as well try playing the game, see if you can make any different choices and whatnot, and whatever. See you in some other thing and whatnot.